Hello, my name is Glenn Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. Today I'm seeing Collide. I I looked up the plot of this, but it sounded so boring that I immediately forgot. It has some famous people in it, like Ben Kingsley, I think it is, and Anthony Hopkins. Nobody's ever going to watch this movie except me. Let's see it! So yeah, did I mention this was going to be forgettable? This is pretty forgettable. Also, the dialogue is so bad. And I do mean so bad. Like, wow. Talk about on the nose. I think. Okay. So let me just get to the good parts here. This movie has two veteran actors, Ben Kingsley and Anthony Hopkins. They play these two kingpins in like a drug ring, and essentially they have the greatest sexual chemistry I have ever seen. Every second they are on screen, especially when they are on screen together, the movie is a joy. Ben Kingsley is playing this, like, Turkish, pimp who, like, distributes cocaine around the place, and he's all eccentric and weird, and it's hilarious. I loved watching that. And Anthony Hopkins is playing this, like, this guy's manufacturing the drugs, and he's all, like, distinguished and has fine taste and monologues a lot, and when they're together, it's like watching the like a husband and wife fighting with each other. It's amazing. Honestly, those are the best parts. I wish somebody would make a version of this movie where they just supercut all those scenes with those two, like back to back, and edit everything else out, because everything else sucks. So sadly they are not the main character here. The main character is Nicholas Hoult. Who is Nicholas Hoult? You might remember him a couple of years back on A Dyer-Situation, 4 years back I believe, where he played the dead, lifeless, emotionless, characterless zombie in Warm Bodies, and also the dead, loveless, emotionless, characterless zombie in Jack the Giant Slayer. So now he's playing that same thing here, but he's also trying to be like James Bond somewhat. This is very strange. You know, because I never exactly thought that the Warm Bodies guy is very suitable for an action film. Especially not now. He does not have the character, the charisma for an action star, nor does he have the face of one. What do I mean by that? Nicholas Hoult has these big blue eyes, showing innocence, showing frailty, and a rounded baby head. And you do not believe this guy's a badass. No matter what kind of makeup you put on this guy, he is not a badass. It doesn't work. You can't have him be this super awesome action star who crashes 20 cars in 15 minutes. It doesn't make sense. Okay? So, yeah, don't base your movie on him, and certainly don't give him the shittiest dialogue I've ever heard and have him read it in the flattest way possible. I know I've made fun of, like, the movies this guy is in, but he can, like, read dialogue. I've seen him. He's not great, but he can do it. So I'm thinking like the direction must have been like really, really bad for this, because every scene when he was like talking, it was so bad. So bad. I almost feel sorry for the guy. Like, he was in 2 pretty successful films back to back, and then nothing. Nothing until now, with a movie with a $30 million budget, which is pretty small for an action film, where he's playing a discount action star, a mixed Anthony Hopkins and Ben Kingsley, who will literally do anything. So, like, how he's fallen, I suppose. And I mean, now he's not even cute anymore. Like, he can't be that cute teen idol. He's just like this weird baby head dude. So did I mention the writing in this is bad, and the direction? This funny part. There's this part where Nicholas Hoult has to steal a truck, right? He's planning this big heist to steal a truck. And the truck is monitored by a camera and a GPS, and there's this guy watching the camera the entire time, right? So they stage this thing where they trick the driver into getting out and stuff. And then basically they beat him up and they take his clothes, and then Nicholas Hoult gets back into the truck and pretends to be the truck driver. So did you notice that is an incredibly stupid plan? But it works somehow. The funny thing is, they have this little moment in there where it's like, oh no, it's not working anymore, because basically the guy's like really intently watching the camera, and Nicholas Hoult starts bleeding from his mouth from the fight, and that's how they know, something happened, you know. Which, you know, that must be like the stupidest guard in the world if he didn't pick up on that earlier, when he noticed that the truck driver, for some reason, is oddly trying to point his hat at the camera from now. Like, the camera's up in the corner, so he's like pointing his head like this, and he comes back in just going, you know, I wonder if something's up. And the funnier part, he notices the blood trickle down, but he doesn't seem to notice something else. The fact that the truck driver suddenly has a mustache. The truck driver's clean shaven, but Nicholas Hoult has a mustache. And the guy doesn't notice. Oh my god. Nobody cared when they made this, did they? Like, nobody at all. There's this moment where, like, he's on the run from all the drug lords and stuff, Nicholas Hoult is, and he goes into this convenience store, and basically Anthony Hopkins shows up out of nowhere, like the fuck out of nowhere. How the hell did you get there, Anthony Hopkins? I don't know, who cares? It's Anthony Hopkins, just be grateful he's there. And, like, Anthony Hopkins starts monologuing, and then suddenly this one character comes out. This guy we've never seen before, with a shotgun, and he's like, "Stop there, you guys, I'll stop you." And then there's, like, this whole scene where Anthony Hopkins is, like, talking to the guy, and they're just having a conversation. And then there's a shootout, and the guy with the shotgun shoots a couple people, and then this scene is never referred to again. This is not the only instance of that, by the way, of something like that. This movie is composed entirely of big-lipped alligator moments. Not even kidding you. But please, do not in any way misinterpret my words in the meaning that this is a so bad it's good movie. Most of this movie, it's an hour and a half, is extremely boring. Makes it feel like 10 hours. Just because of how boring it is, because of how bad the dialogue is, because of how bad the delivery is. It feels like trash. As I said, though, if you manage to find some sort of supercut just putting together Ben Kingsley and Anthony Hopkins scenes, it might make for an entertaining time, you know? You can eat a sandwich while watching it, it'll be fun. But anything else, not worth it. So yeah, if you already forgotten that this review exists, because I have. And until next time, I'm Glenn Dyer, and you have been watching a Dyer Situation.